All right, guys, you've been patiently waiting. I promised you guys a good, honest update of what's been happening with the Bendpak situation. It's been a little over a month. Every other day my guys ask, even my mom asks every couple weeks, and we really hadn't had much of an update other than what I told you guys last time. They reached out after the video went live and went so crazy, and they said they're taking care of it. Then they told us, it was a cylinder issue. And again, most of the problem is the leak. I mean, that's 90% of what I want to get addressed. The other things we can take care of. We got a full fabrication shop. My brothers can fix anything. And we also know we could take the cylinders off, and we've had a lot of people, matter of fact, what made me start this video, and while doing this video and getting halfway through it earlier, I got a text. I got several texts. My phone was blowing up. I thought it was ringing. So I looked at it. It was actually the lady at Bendpak texting me back during the video I was doing. So I wasn't going to bash or do anything different. I'm telling the same story I was going to tell, but I have a little bit more information now. So they are making a super cylinder. Hang on, let me see exactly what they called it here. Hydrolock, the latest and greatest Hydrolock cylinder. So this probably means some really good news for Bendpak and Bendpak customers. Did you take a picture of the Corvette with the seal? That's all right. We'll take one and drop it in here. But I want to show you guys, because a lot of people, well, most all y'all understood. I bought brand new equipment. I put it in a brand new facility, and all I expected was for it to be proper. I am the least complaining person there is. I did not ever want to make videos like this, and I don't ever want to make them again. I really don't. But my guys were upset, which makes me upset. And again, they're the ones over here working on this stuff, using it, and they're seeing the end results of it. And the leaks are a little bit more. That's what I was getting at. So AJ's going to drop this picture in here. This is one car. The other car's already left. But when these cylinders leak, and I want you guys to see it. Well, we can go inside. It just echoes a little bit. So it's a big, long cylinder. You can see these little pieces in here where we've got some rags shoved in, a couple of them to keep it from leaking on the cars. But eventually it saturates through the rags and it drips through. That's a big cylinder. Well, inside that cylinder is packing, and in that packing, like a seal goes bad, it starts to leak. Well, what happened most recently was, don't trip. This one? All right, so this particular one, just to show you exactly, it leaked onto the car, but the car happened to be positioned at just the right spot that it ran in the window track and around on a Corvette, and I'm going to show it to you guys, on this piece of trim, this exact car. Not this one, but it's the same car, right? C6. All right, so C6 car, just like this. So it basically ran down and made its way around. We're going to show you the picture of what happened. That's what hydraulic fluid will do, what you're seeing in this picture. I'll drop it in a couple times. So the other car that was on the other rack with the same problem actually left here, and my guys didn't even see it. My detail guy's the one that noticed it. He was like, JW, this gasket inside, it made its way in here and ran through. And again, at this point, this is not anything but educational, so you guys understand what happens to seals and gaskets. This had a seal that went all the way around this particular car. It ran all the way through it and got to the bottom and kind of sat there. Just like brake fluid will do, it expanded and made it gooey. And, he cleaned it up the best he could. We're going to order it and send it to the customer. But, we didn't know. It leaked through there and it leaked down. When this one went out, it made a huge puddle. So there's been lots of different instances. So again, what might be a little bitty thing to some people, oh my gosh, why are you crying about a leak? Becomes a bigger problem. And again, we just don't want to buy something new. I buy used vehicles every day. Half the used vehicles leak, especially the old ones. They're going to all leak. They leave stains on the floor. But when you buy something brand new, it's like if you bought a brand new Corvette and you backed it in your garage and you came out, I don't care if it was a thimble drip or a drip like this, you'd be upset. You don't want things to leak. And especially as little as these things have been used, some people are like, oh, you got to use them some. They were used enough to be lubricated. They're in a dry environment, climate controlled environment for the most part, and but it's big. It doesn't stay as climate controlled perfection as we like, but the air's moving, circulating, it's a pretty good spot. So it's unfortunate that it happened. But Bendpak has been communicating. Again, it has been over a month. Our lifts are still not fixed. They did mail out the original 4 cylinders, and then about, what, 3 weeks later? 3 weeks later, the other 4 cylinders came. So the text I got today was they are coming out with this new cylinder. They have sent AJ, there's AJ. AJ moves the cars and does all the stuff for the car lot. AJ doesn't work on lifts, so they got something confused there. I think they got AJ and my lift installer / Bendpak local representative confused. AJ has been corresponding. AJ FaceTimed with one of the technicians. AJ received some text messages also. AJ's the one that uses these lifts. So AJ's the one that wants them working, not the one that's going to fix them. But they say they have dispatched the local Bendpak representative out to replace the ones that are leaking the most to get things done with a replacement set of cylinders, which is basically the same cylinders we have. But they're hoping for them to be better. And then they have come out with this, I guess, hydrolock cylinder system. They don't have an ETA on it, but we are hopefully first on the list to get it. And I assume, and I will get you guys some updates, but again, we got bad weather coming, so we're having to do everything we can to get out of these videos. And you would not believe the phone calls, emails, and text messages we get related to this situation, because Bendpak's a big company. They're obviously selling a lot of lifts, and I hate for them to be missing out on deals or sales because of what's going on here. If they're fixing the product, I have no problem supporting the company. Like, just make it right. My situation, it was piss poor, obviously. We had to gripe and cry and make a video to finally get any help. But I think they're even helping with that, because I will give you the good side of it. And again, I'm not kissing their ass. They're not giving me any lifts. We spend our hard-earned money. We're not sponsored by anybody. But I've had multiple people recently on the chain, because every day we get messages and comments related to those 2 videos. And several have said, hey, they sent me my cylinder out, or I got my cylinder, or I got this repair, or crazy enough, somebody called me back. So I think they're making strides. Hey, all these videos are about people learning, being educated, and making things better. So if that happened with Bendpak and they've got better customer service because of it now, that's awesome. That's what they were lacking before. Again, I've got their stuff tattooed on one of the busiest highways we have in our area through glass doors with lights. The lights up the side there are lit up all night, shining right on their logo. You don't have a lift in your shop that says Davis Auto Sales lit up at night, showing me off. I'm promoting their product 24/7, night and day, to a road that has cars going past 24/7. So anyway, that's where we're at, guys. That's the only update I can give you, is they're redoing some cylinders, coming up with something new. We have some of them in our warehouse back there that hopefully will be right. Yeah, we can walk back there. Yeah, they're packaged up, pretty cool. You guys would not believe the amount of phone calls and texts related to equipment, snow removal stuff. We're supposed to have a big storm, so guys, if we have it, we'll bring you some content about it. I might have to drive the ship to work. Just so you guys know the size of these things. So I mean, that's the nut for the end. That's a pretty sizable cylinder. And these are the longer ones. These aren't short. Oh, okay, gotcha. So this is all of them that we have. Okay. Again, AJ's the one that handles this stuff coming and going. So they're here. They're shipped from, there you go, attention AJ. And they came from Bendpak in California. So that's what we got for now. Again, and I told you guys we had other spots. So this area here, we measured it off to put racks. I really could go 5 tall here. We measured it out, but we had decided on 3 or 4. So really the 3 was working. So this is the area I was referring to go next with lifts. And pause it. We'll show them the other section. In this area here, you can stroll around, AJ. This was the other section. We literally built this area around having lifts here, and then lifts going long ways in front of those doors, and then some other stuff in the middle. So when I talk about we are we're not going to think about it. We are, once either this debacle is straight or another manufacturer comes to us with 3, 4, or even 5 tall stack racks, we're going to add more, because these areas were built specifically around the measurements and things for lifts. Unfortunately, it was built around the measurements for those lifts, and including what we call Showroom 3, where you guys see us doing most of our videos for our square bodies and classic trucks and hot rods. That area has room for 8 to 10 two-stack type. And I know there's guys out there that have a building with 10 or 12 or 15 of those racks. I know that. I've seen the videos also. That is why I wanted them. I wanted to be ahead of the curve. I wanted to have something nobody else had. But at the same time, you know, we could have been that same guy. We would have ended up with 10 to 12, maybe 15 of those style lifts. So again, I have to say good for Bendpak currently with what they're doing and how they're handling it. As far as communication is much better. I don't want to keep waiting, but they have been communicating. They have been doing a much better job of letting us know what's going on. It looks like they have figured out their problem. They're redoing something from scratch, and you know, that's really all a company can do. And none of this would have been a problem if we had just had some updates. You know, we'll keep on shoving rags. We'll keep on putting down quilts. We'll keep on doing what we have to do. We're realistic. Some of these guys, you know, keeping supercars on their racks all the time and these places in California, they're not going to be as lenient as us. They're going to be pissed and cussing and raising hell and lawsuits and everything else. We've been very, very, very easy to get along with. We just want some response and wanted some response. And now things are happening. So that is the Bendpak update currently. We'll let you know when we have more, and hopefully it will be soon. So thanks, guys.